Hello loves, it's your girl Lexi, and this is CG Feed, on RCG.news. Diving headfirst into the pixelated chaos that's got gamers buzzing today, Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. First up, the release calendar keeps filling out, brought to you by releasingwhen.com. Darksiders War Mastered Edition rides back onto PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Farming Simulator 26 harvests its way onto Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and Android. Forza Horizon 6 speeds onto PC, Game Pass, and Xbox Series X and S. Myst beckons you into a starkly beautiful island of intrigue on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR 2. Riven unravels a story of betrayal and a civilization on the brink on PlayStation 5, PlayStation VR 2, and Xbox Series X and S. Alright, let's kick things off with something a lot of PlayStation players are about to feel pretty directly: your wallet. Sony is officially raising PlayStation Plus prices for new customers starting May 20th. The new baseline, $10.99 for a 1-month subscription, and $27.99 for 3 months. That's in the US, with similar increases across Europe and the UK. Now, if you're already subscribed, you're mostly safe for now. Sony says current users won't be affected unless you let your subscription lapse or make changes to it. Although, there are a couple of exceptions here. Turkey and India won't get that same protection, so existing users there could see changes regardless. So this is really about raising the entry cost. If you've been thinking about jumping into PlayStation Plus, that decision just got a little more expensive. And when you zoom out a bit, this lines up with a broader shift happening inside PlayStation right now. According to reports, PlayStation Studios boss Herman Hulst told staff that narrative-driven single-player games are going to stay on PlayStation moving forward, meaning PS5 exclusivity is back as the priority for those big story titles. We're talking about games like Marvel's Wolverine, Ghost of Yotei Saros, and Intergalactic. The Heretic Prophet potentially staying locked to the console instead of making that delayed jump to PC like we saw with God of War, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, and The Last of Us. But, and this is the important part, multiplayer games are still expected to launch on PC. So Sony isn't stepping away from PC entirely. They're just splitting the strategy. Multiplayer titles benefit from larger player bases and cross-play, while single-player games are being repositioned as true console sellers again. So when you look at that alongside the subscription price increase, it starts to feel like Sony is doubling down on the value of being inside the PlayStation ecosystem. Meanwhile, over on the Xbox side, Microsoft is taking a slightly different approach, but it still feeds into that same idea of long-term player engagement. They've launched something called Xbox Player Voice. It's a new system where players can submit feedback and actually track what happens to it. So instead of just sending feedback into the void, you can now see when it's been received, reviewed, and whether there's any progress tied to it. Microsoft says the goal is to make the whole process more transparent and easier to follow. It's a small feature on paper, but it taps into something bigger, making players feel heard and connected to the platform. Now shifting gears for a second, this one's just cool from a cultural perspective. The original Doom soundtrack has officially been inducted into the US National Recording Registry. Yes, Doom, the 1993 classic. The soundtrack by Bobby Prince is now being preserved by the Library of Congress as a culturally significant recording. And honestly, it makes sense. That soundtrack didn't just sit in the background, it helped define the tone of early PC gaming and influenced how action games sound even today. It's another sign that video game music is being taken seriously as an art form, right alongside film scores and other historic recordings. Back on the industry side of things, Roblox is tightening up how games get published. They've introduced new requirements for public experiences, adding more evaluation steps before a game can go live publicly. Private testing isn't really affected, but once you want to push something out to everyone, there's more oversight involved. The goal is to improve safety and reduce abuse, but it also raises the bar for creators trying to get their games out there. So it's one of those balancing acts, better moderation on one hand, but potentially a tougher path to publishing on the other. Now for something a little more experimental, because this is very Nintendo energy. Nintendo just announced Pictonico, a new free-to-start mobile game launching May 28th on iOS and Android. And the hook here is actually pretty unique. It uses your photos to create minigames. So your camera roll basically becomes part of the gameplay. It's being co-developed with Intelligent Systems, the team behind Fire Emblem, so while the concept sounds a little out there, it's coming from a pretty experienced studio. This feels like Nintendo continuing to explore creative ideas in mobile, without tying everything directly to their core console franchises. And finally, on a more serious note, Eurogamer has been hit with another round of layoffs as part of broader cuts from its parent company, Ziff Davis, which also owns IGN. Editorial staff were among those affected, and it's part of a larger trend we've been seeing across games: media tightening budgets, restructuring, and fewer people covering the industry. It's one of those stories that doesn't always get front and center attention, but it has a real impact on the kind of coverage we see and how much original reporting gets done. So yeah, price increases, platform strategy shifts, new experiments, and some tough industry realities all happening at once.
Pictonico!
Hit it. Dab.
Pictonico!
Law is clear. When the seventh seal is broken, 4 horsemen shall ride forth to punish the wicked. The law has been broken. How long was I gone?
Long enough for the last of the mouth breathers to die off.
Send me back. I will punish the ones responsible. I answer the call.
Peggy 3.
熱々に照らしてため息は鉄板なしで心動かして風切って駆け抜けて熱々に照らしてため息は鉄板なしで心動かして駆け抜けて桜の染まった天使一度きりの季節咲き溢れた儚く来るのだ透き通る扉の先で翼を広げて桜色に染まった天使よ近づいてく I can't you
Thank God you've returned. I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know. And for reasons you will discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. Once you've freed Catherine, I'll come with a linking book. She'll know how to signal me.
I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake.
The island has been steadily decaying for years. According to my most recent measurements, it appears that the fifth age has entered its final days.
There's a very good chance, if all this goes well, that you'll be returned to the place that you came from.
I apologize for the cage.
And we're just getting started. That's all for today's gaming news. Stay tuned for more updates and check out rcg.news for more.